Hello and welcome back to another video. This is the third part of my series of videos on restoring this Williams space station. So after the last one we've kind of stripped the playfield down, cleaned everything up, and now it's the job of tackling the actual inserts on the playfield and the playfield itself. So if I pan down, obviously from the last video I put the playfield back in the game. There's very little on it at the moment, and the biggest problem with this playfield are the inserts. So if you can see, I'll give a close up here, you can see already that the mylar was pulled on this playfield by a previous owner, but in doing that it has taken text off some of the inserts. Some of the others aren't too bad, got little nicks and things in them. A lot of these orange ones have got bits missing. A lot of these ones in here you can see, it comes up on the video, this sort of where the actual insert's raised, you can see the top's raised and you can see the insert underneath. Most of the inserts on this game might need a little bit of work. The trick here is going to be deciding how far to go with it. What I don't want to do is have to do every single insert. I think that would be a nightmare. Some of them are actually quite good. The ones at the back, for example, these USA ones are actually really nice. So as well as re-decaling these inserts, some of them, there's a good example like here, have also raised up a bit, so there's a lip on that. So I'm going to have to heat those up and reseat those, glue them back into place, and there's a few that are like that across the playfield. Then once all the inserts have been sorted, it's a case of clearing the playfield down, getting all the muck off it. We'll probably go magic eraser to start with some alcohol. I've bought some T-Cut, so I'm going to try that as well. Normally I've used Novus, but someone recommended T-Cut, Chris B, on the Pinball Info forum, so I'm going to give that a go and basically see where we can get to with this playfield. Like I said, I've got new insert decals coming in a parts order that should arrive tomorrow. But the first job is to get the old off, so that we've got something clean to stick to. I've had a few different goes at this already, just trying out different tools to see what I was most comfortable with, because you've got to be a bit careful that I don't gouge into the inserts. The tool I am favouring at the moment is a chisel. So I'm using this quite small chisel so I can control it quite easily, and this seems to do quite a good job without going crazy. This is going to be a long and time consuming process, I'm pretty sure, because what I don't want to do is knacker up the playfield. So I will probably have a go first, because this one was the worst insert by far. I'll have a go at clearing this one off completely with the chisel, and if that goes well then we'll move on to some of the others. But we'll come back when I've managed to see, well, I'll have a go at this one. So the chisel test has been a success. This insert cleaned off pretty nice actually. Now it might be that this is the big one, so it's a bit more easy to work on. But I think that chisel, the small chisel, is definitely the way to go. There's enough control to get sort of around the edges. Not too bad. They're not perfect. They'll need a little bit more tidying up, but I'll wait until I see the insert decals before worrying about that. But came off pretty easily. Took a while. So I'm going to continue with the chisel and move on to the next ones. I'll probably do all the obviously bad ones first, so that one there, and then start on these. I think this is going to be a pretty tedious process, getting all these sorted out, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the end when we put the new decals on, and it should look loads better. All the inserts that I'm going to do are now done, so it did take quite a long time. I've been at this for a few days in the evenings and stuff after work. So if we have a quick look and see which ones I've removed the inserts from, which ones not. So obviously I've done both the greens. The whole bonus is still okay, so I've left that alone. The big one I was already did in the previous video. I've decided to leave the 1, 2, 3, 4 and the bonus multipliers as well. They're not that bad, and they look reasonably decent, and I'm just saving myself some effort with applying new decals. I have done all of these orange ones and the red ones at the top, so they've all been stripped off. Over on this side, the stock and school one is fine, absolutely no problem with that at all, but these three were a bit rough, so again I've removed those. The two in each of the outlanes, again a little bit rough, so they've been done as well. Now the shuttle ones, some were bad and some weren't, but I was worried that if I only do some of them, that the new decals on the inserts would look weird next to the old ones, so I just did all of them. So they've all been removed. The white ones on STA and the rest of the word station, they're okay, so I've left those. Two at the top got removed, and on this side the release one's okay, but the dot when lit was not good, so that one's been removed. And as I said before, the ones at the top are fine. So all old insert decals that were bad have now been removed. I've started giving things a bit of a clean up. I'm not going to go too mad on the cleaning yet. I will just want to get the major rubbish off, do the insert decals, repopulate the backside of the playfield, and then put this back in the game, and I'll give it the final clean before once the game's back, before I put the top side back on, and things like the playfield protector. So I've had quite a number of deliveries over the last few days, various parts, so I might go run through some of those so you can see kind of the new stuff that's been ordered and what's going on this game. So these are all the new parts that I've ordered in for the space station. First off, this is a set of new old stock plastics. They're all wrapped up in tissue paper. I just took a few out so you could see. Definitely new old stock, because they've got that familiar new old stock plastic smell, which smells a bit like sick. It's pretty horrible, and these ones really do stink. Then we've got loads of smaller parts. So here we've got everything to rebuild some pop bumpers, so bodies, little base, I've got springs, lamp sockets, wafers, etc. Everything needed for there. I wasn't sure what colour to go with flipper rubbers, so I've got a few different options here. I've got red as well, I've got loads of red. These are different coloured super bands, so we'll try a few different ones and see what they look like. Yellow cliffy posts to go with the yellow tapered posts. There's quite a lot of yellow tapered posts on this game, so I just got all yellow to go with that. New bushings for the flippers in there as well, and you can see there's springs. A few fender washers just to protect some of the new plastics. Bulbs, these are, I'm going to LED the inserts in the GI, but the 1251 bulbs I've just gone for incandescent, and also I'm probably going to put all the flashes back to incandescent. I prefer incandescent flashes to the LED ones. Wrapped up in all of that is the new flipper coil. If you remember from the last video, one of the old flipper coils, the coil sleeve is just melted inside it, so there's a new coil sleeve in there. Rubber kit, obviously, to replace all the rubbers. Some new balls, always needed. Blue star posts all round, so there's most of them there. I'm waiting for a few more to come in, but it's going to be blue star posts everywhere. New cabinet switches. Again, there's a problem with one of the cabinet switches with it vibrating, so I've just gone for replacements. New nylon feet for the back box, because the ones I've got are worn down. Flipper rebuild kit, always, so that's full flipper rebuild kit, so that should look good. But then some of the more interesting, I guess, bigger stuff. This is the nicest piece. So this is a brand new ramp from Free Play 40 on Pinside, and this thing is awesome. Fully plug and play, so if I can see in there, it comes with everything attached. The switch is already on there, so this will just go straight into the game, and it looks amazing. So this is going to look really cool. And then the final thing, this is actually turned up today in this massive box, is a Playfield protector. So I've used this before. I've used one of my Fireball 2 that I restored, no longer have, but I was really pleased with how it looks. So Playfield protector in there, and also some decals for the drop targets. But yeah, I think with all this new stuff on it, especially this new ramp, I think that's really going to make the game. It should look pretty nice. I'm partway through applying the new insert decals. Not going too bad so far, actually. They go on a lot easier than I was expecting. I'm definitely glad that I've bought the Playfield protector, because they're quite raised up. So you can see on this area here, the special station short ones have gone on. In the middle, I'm kind of part way through. You can see the ones on the left are the ones with the new decals on. The ones on the right I've still got to do, and then some of the other ones I've already done. The new dot when lit up there, and those two up there. That release one is not the greatest decal, to be fair. It'll do, but it's not perfect. Like I say, the main thing with these is they raised up quite a bit. So at the moment they also look very, you can't really tell in this light, but they're very shiny because they're mylar covered. Obviously when I put the Playfield protector over everything, it'll all even out and it'll all look the same. So I think it's going to look pretty sweet actually when it's done, but still plenty to do. I've got to finish these ones off here. Got to do the shuttle ones and then the ones down here. I'm trying to do all ones that are the same shape first, because I kind of get a technique for doing it, so they go on pretty simple. But yeah, not going too bad, and we'll come back when I've finished this off. All of the insert decals have now been applied, all the ones I'm going to do. and I'm actually really happy with how they've come out. They're by no means perfect. I don't think the decals are like the greatest quality in the world, but compared to what it used to look like, it's a massive improvement. So if I have a quick show of some of the areas, you can see this was obviously probably the worst area on the playfield originally. It's all back to how it used to be. Got the proper key lines now around all of the inserts here. Obviously these I've done before. Looks good. All the shuttle ones are now in place. And there's a little bit of black keyline touch up probably required on these shuttle ones, but I shall do that in a second, but that literally will be it. And up the top, some of the white station ones I've said I didn't replace, they were decent enough already. And then those ones at the top there. So we are done. Insert decals are on, and that's one of the major sort of headaches sorted. I think that'll be the end of it for this video. Playfield's pretty much ready. I'm going to take it back out of the game now, and I'm going to start rebuilding it. So obviously starting with the underside, it's time to start fitting parts back on it. The other thing I need to do while the playfield's out is do a little bit of work on things in the cab. So like the shooter rod, figure out. I think I know why so someone's added these light up flipper buttons. I think I know why they're not working. I think it's just a wire's come off. So I'll probably just reconnect that. They're pretty cool, so we'll leave those in place. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. On the next video I'll start putting things back on the playfield, and it's time to start putting this game back together. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.